What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers just can't catch a break when it comes to injuries. So LeBron James is out against the Warriors game. Doesn't really sound like it's a real concern. He just got some treatment on his ankle. He very likely could return for the San Antonio Spurs game. The Lakers have a first game of a back-to-back. First the Warriors in Golden State, and then against the Spurs in LA. I mean, obviously, if you could pick a game for LeBron to be at, it would be the Warriors game over the Spurs game. But at the end of the day, we just want LeBron as healthy as possible. We need him not only for the regular season, but come postseason. However, Christian Wood is out for at least 2 weeks, and he has knee swellness in his left knee. Again, it's just another body that the Lakers are going to be without. And it's just like, every time we start getting a step in the right direction, boom, right? It's just another piece, another rotation piece is immediately gone. Now, I get you could argue Christian Wood, yeah, he's not like this huge impact guy for the Lakers, or he hasn't been this season. His minutes and his role kind of fluctuate at times, but he's still a guy that has been very valuable in key spots, in key moments. He's a guy that, especially against the Warriors, would be really good, really valuable, because he could play the 4, he could play the 5, and you could match him up, and he's not going to get exposed like he would against some 5s in this league, like a Jokic or something, right? Christian Wood also gives you the ability to stretch the floor. He can make some plays, put the ball on the floor. He's very versatile in that regard, and he's had some good games, some good moments, and the Warriors is kind of a game where, if Christian Wood was ever going to have a good game against a team, it's a team like the Warriors, where they don't really have a true center, and they are a little small, and Christian Wood's versatility in the front court could be sort of maximized better. And so, it's unfortunate that we lose another piece that the Lakers truly need, and it's kind of been one or many, right? Pretty much everybody has missed games outside of Austin Reeves, knock on wood, hopefully that continues, but outside of Austin Reeves, everyone else has kind of just been in and out. Some guys have been healthier than others. We have a handful of guys that have only missed, like 1 to a handful of games. Even LeBron and AD have been very healthy, have only missed a handful of games, again, knock on wood. But still, it's just, how do you build proper chemistry, and how do you really see what this team is capable of when you're constantly having guys in and out of the lineup, and you haven't had a full healthy roster all season? We've only had like a handful of games this year where we've had an entirely full roster, and we obviously, Gabe Vincent has missed pretty much the entire season. He's only played 5 games total. He's supposed to come back early to the end of next month. But, how do we properly evaluate Gabe Vincent, and where does he fit in the role that we need him to play? If he comes back and there's only 10 games left in the season, we got to kind of expedite him into trying to get him figured out. Now, obviously, again, he's not a guy that you're expecting to come in and play 40 minutes a game or have a huge impact, but he is a guy that could be very valuable, very important, especially come the postseason, especially come the playoffs, when you need that point of attack defensive guard, a guy that can hit threes, a guy that isn't afraid of the moment, that can step up and play big, right? Like, you got to integrate him and have him understand what the deal is, because, he was a key acquisition. You don't want him falling out of the rotation this season, but you also don't want him being inserted and he's kind of messing up the flow and messing up what you got going on. Again, it's a tough spot to be in. You also add in, our 2 best athletic point of attack defenders, and Jared Vanderbilt and Cam Reddish, right? Cam Reddish looks closer to return than Jared Vanderbilt does. I mean, Cam Reddish may even come back for the Golden State game. We'll see. Him and Max Christie are both questionable, but Jared Vanderbilt, right? Like, we're still not out of the woods yet with Jared Vanderbilt. The idea is that Vando comes back towards the end of the season at some point, hopefully mid to late March. That way he at least has a couple handful of games to kind of get back into a rhythm, get back into a flow. Cam Reddish, if he can come back, even if he doesn't come back, say the Warriors game, I don't think he plays back-to-back. Same thing with Max Christie. But, I mean, with all the guys are missing for the Warriors game, if you had to pick one for him to come back to, it would be the Warriors game rather than the Spurs game, because I think you could I think we'd have enough, especially if LeBron returns. I think we'd have enough to beat the Spurs. But the Warriors, you kind of need as many bodies and as much help as you possibly can get. Cam Reddish is a guy you could throw on pretty much anybody on the Warriors, right? I mean, with his size, his length, his versatility, you don't really have concerns of like, oh, well, like where do we play? I mean, you could throw him on Steph, Clay, Wiggins, Kuminga, Draymond, right? You could put him pretty much anywhere you need to go. But he's got to get back in a rhythm. He's got to get his timing down. When Jared Vanderbilt eventually comes back, if he eventually comes back, again, we're still not out of the woods about him potentially missing the whole season. It's just like, what do we do, right? Like, also Darvin Ham, he's got to figure that out. He's not the best with rotations, right? Darvin Ham isn't this mastermind when it comes to properly slotting guys and finding proper rotations and stuff. So, I mean, you could kind of make an argument that, the fewer players you have, the less likely it is that Darvin Ham's going to mess it up. But still, like, you want to have your guys available. You want everyone to understand their roles. You want everyone to understand where their fit is. You want Darvin Ham to have an idea of like, okay, who are the guys that we can lean heavily on come the postseason, right? Who's our 8 or who's our top 7 or whatever, right? And it's easy to say, well, yeah, I mean, you got you're starting, you got LeBron, AD, D'Lo, Reeves, and then you got Rui and Spencer Dinwiddie, and it's like, okay, well, outside of that, it's like everyone else is just kind of like matchups and here and there. But like, again, like, what does Cam Reddish look like? Is he getting exposed? Is he looking good? Does he fit more than somebody else? And, during a certain matchup, right? Like, some of these teams that we're playing, like, can Cam Reddish hold his own against a Clay or a Steph in a regular season? If he's just getting torched and burned and it's a disaster, well, then you probably aren't playing him in a Warriors matchup if you run into them in the postseason, or the play-in or something, right? It gives you looks at guys that you need to have looks at. And it allows guys to also continue to remain healthy, right? Because if you have your full roster, then now LeBron doesn't have to play 36 minutes, right? Guys don't have to play 35, 36 minutes because you have the bodies that are now available and ready to go to where LeBron and AD, they don't have to play this game in and game out of like, oh, well, we only have 7 guys available, so AD is going to have to play 36 to 38 minutes, and it's like, we want him around 30 minutes, right? We want LeBron around 30 minutes. Heck, if we could keep them under 30 minutes, I'd love to keep them under 30 minutes. I just think realistically, Anthony Davis and LeBron, they're both going to want to play at least 30 minutes. But, if you can keep them at 30 minutes, 29.5 minutes, whatever, to where you can cut them down 5, 6, 7 minutes, that's just very important for the Lakers. Very important to keep them fresh, keep them healthy come the postseason. I mean, you look at last year, the Lakers made the conference finals with a LeBron James that needed foot surgery and an Anthony Davis on one leg. What do we do if these two are healthy? Right? I'm not saying that we would have undoubtedly beat the Denver Nuggets, but would it have been a sweep if LeBron James and Anthony Davis were healthy? I don't believe so. I don't think by any stretch of the imagination it would have been a sweep. Would the Lakers have had a chance to beat the Warriors? Absolutely. I mean, every one of those games, the entire series was decided by like 24 points. You don't think a healthy LeBron and AD could have made up that difference? You don't think LeBron down the stretch could have taken over games? Lakers are third in clutch this season, right? And a lot of that is a healthy LeBron James being able to close down the stretch. You don't think that would have happened if we were in the postseason? Of course it would have. LeBron would have been able to maybe take it up a notch. Again, I'm not saying lock it in. We definitely would have beaten Denver, but I think our chances would have been just far greater than what they were. And it was tough, but it is what it is, right? We got to get through it. We got to fight, no excuses. It sucks, but you figure it out. You adapt and overcome. Adapt and overcome is my favorite phrase. Stick by it. You do that. You figure it out. You power through it. You continue to win. You continue to push for that 6 seed. All right. As long as you got like the key important guys, you're good. LeBron should hopefully be back for the Spurs game. If the Lakers beat the Warriors, maybe you sit LeBron, I guess, for another game. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, and I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Does it suck to you? Or are you like, it's okay as long as everyone's healthy come the postseason? Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Now subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.